I get you from.
Linda.
Are we waiting for Anya?
We need, you met Ron, you met Ron in the hall.
I did, she was going the other way, but she's coming back.
Feels so short compared to
And
you.
stand up and then it should slow up for you. Move the handle.
Move the handle,
Stand,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
hold on.
Oh.
You still.
Rachel will talk you through. it.
Let me help you.
Yeah. Good place to shoot.
He's probably gonna go down during the meeting.
I know that might be.
My hair is broken at work and that's what it does. I was like,
Yeah, it's good.
then I look up to make sure no students notice it because I don't need to give anything black fat, right?
I never want to be caught in the back foot.
I'm sorry to call you.
I had a headache this morning,
Oh.
feeling it was suddenly down.
This is a
Mary
good
came
plan.
in, said, Kevin.
Yes. That always has
That's
to be
me too.
true. I've been having headaches able with the barometric pressure, especially in the spring when things get real wet
Mhm.
and the dew point is like.
Yeah, and if
really
the allergies
heavy.
increase, I was reasonable going.
Well, I think it's because
Sorry.
I made a batch of cookies yesterday. And,
Yeah, maybe that's a real.
that one that sold me, last year.
Mhm.
I took the freezer.
I did that yesterday too. And you know how it comes in like 3 layers, right?
Yeah.
Well, the first one, I thought, yeah, it's not really much in that, so I took a Hershey's chocolate bar,
Mm.
2 of them actually. And I put all the dough together and crunched those up. That made good.
Nice.
And I think it's supposed to make what, 12? I think
Yeah.
I got to get.
Awesome.
But it's really good.
Yeah, that even was. Jake's coming home with chocolate chip muffins today, and it's not making my weight any easier. He gets out at 2, he goes in, the butcher shop usually gets out around 2:30.
Mhm.
So he'll be home right now, and I don't know what it was yesterday, I was just like, I have not had a chocolate chip muffin in a year. But I was like,
On Rhonda.
I must have them today.
Oh. No, yeah.
Go ahead, start.
Was it really?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks for everybody for joining us on this budget workshop day. We had some good numbers, I think, to share with you. Rhonda has been working on things like cost center. Well, let me back up. At the board meeting that we had recently, we looked at that's the state sheet, not the town sheet rather, the cost centers and the what? And the revenues. So we were now ready, now that you've kind of got a taste of some of that, we're now ready to like do the work of going line by line. And we actually have another version. So some of the things that we'll talk about today will be some of the changes. We were looking just out of interest, I guess, to see like how many versions we had by this point last year and whatnot. And we've decided that we have a few less versions, but it's because we understand it more.
Yeah.
You know, like we have a better understanding of what Millinocket needs, what it represents in timeframes for things to come in. So with that said, Ron, do you want to start with the cost centers or the line by line?
I think we'll start with the cost center, I'm sorry.
So this first one, as you can see, is a draft and it's a draft, an updated draft from what you would have had at the last board meeting. And oops, let's see the date. So Rhonda, if you want to talk through it.
Okay, so Cheryl and I were just chatting this morning, so I did make a change to the system admin. We needed to add in the school resource officer. So my cost center or the system admin cost center has gone up. It was currently down from the last version. So we're up about 3% from the last version. And we still have a few more lines to go through, which would be unemployment, we just got that cost, and workman's comp. We don't have workman's comp yet, information, or health insurance yet, so.
So which one went up 3%?
I was gonna say, I don't wanna I don't want to contradict you, but the way that you just said that, I think gives a different image. So on system administration, it's 2.8. That's the exact same as the last version that you saw at the last board meeting.
Huh, okay.
Yeah,
So it doesn't.
you made it sound like it went up 3 from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm sorry, I feel.
Structure, maybe that,
My-
yeah, yeah, no, I think it was just the way you said it, it's okay.
All right, so school admin. Remains the same. Regular instruction has gone down because we do know we have a couple of staff that are leaving, so I made those adjustments.
When we go through the line by line, we'll talk a little more in depth about that.
Special education didn't change. Student support changed on that sheet. Um, Special ed didn't change. Didn't change, no, we didn't change. Any question? Kevin?
Yeah, on regular instruction, like you said, it had gone down in gas. Is that anticipated to be that way when we finish the budget? As it, has to be less staff.
Right. It would, once we get everything shifted around and moved, and depends upon how staff,
But,
right, it may stay down. I don't know yet.
okay,
This is only based on this fact that we know that 2 staff are leaving.
okay.
So that number, we're anticipating will stay in the negative zone, but maybe not that much. Because, well, again, we'll get into a little more detail, but,
So is that special ed, student support has remained the same. Other instruction is down because we still do not have, debt service, not debt service, the region cost, right?
Reading costs should be 0,
It is 0.
except for adult education. Only thing.
Like, it's, that should remain the same.
3,000.
that's just like 2,800.
2015, yeah. Facility maintenance, is the same, but I will be going up slightly with that because I make a salary adjustment. I just got that figure. Which will only come over $1,500, so it will make it change slightly. Transportations remain the same, and then the debt service still is a projected number because we don't have those calculations yet. Here's your other appropriations, your 2815s that you're talking about. So overall, we are down because of the changes in regular instruction.
I realize it will change, but I like to see,
And
when we're starting off with budget drafts, I like to see that it's already.
Especially where there's a lot of things in there, and so there's, again, we'll talk about more detail. But like some things that are not showing up is we don't have our workman's comp numbers yet. So that will make a difference in there, and we don't have our defined health insurance number, and if you remember right, usually that comes to us somewhere in the 1st of April, so we're out a couple of weeks. We honestly will be holding our breath that we have that number by the time we meet with you next time, because next time we'll ask you to vote on it. So we will be holding our breath, and sometimes it comes in the day of, and Rhonda has to go in and make that adjustment, so. Unemployment, we recently did get our number on that, and our building insurance, we have as updated a number as we're going to be able to have because we have a new insurance company.
Okay.
So our agent sold out. The new agent, we reached out to, Cameron reached out because of this budget process, and we got back, oh, we're glad to have something to the effect of, oh, we're glad to have you as, customers, and we'll keep you informed. And like, that really doesn't do a lot for us. So we did our best, and that number probably won't change unless for some reason, which it's not likely because our policy doesn't come due in time for this.
So the 96,000 on the debt service. It's not for something we owe right now, but it's for the bond we're taking out, right? We're just gonna keep it the same pay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. That's a good point, Kevin. All right. Other thoughts there, or everybody ready to go line by line?
Ready.
All right.
I know, I was like, whoop, that's tiny.
Favorite paper.
You want us to
We
say.
need to say it's already-
You want us to. You want us to.
There's numbers on here?
Yeah. All
I
right,
think I still have to look
I
after.
don't know how you do it.
the ruler is like, so it's. All right, so Rhonda, if you wanna, I'll just do what we just did a second ago and then throw in stuff as you talk.
All right, well, we start off right off that with superintendent salary.
Kevin told me that I don't make enough, so that can be adjusted.
Okay.
No, I said no, we said.
That's exactly what you said. So,
Kevin speaks for himself.
First of all, the yellow means I've touched it and we've had those figures in there as much as possible. The orange is what needs to be touched. There's a red figure in here, which I need to check on because that would be something that might change and I haven't had that information yet. Just do some comparison to where we were before with last year's cost.
So you said orange needs to be tough,
Orange needs to be touched.
red is, you have to check on.
Red, I need to check on.
And that would, I would assume yellow just means yellow.
Yellow means I've,
Go.
okay, I've updated it.
Okay, awesome, thank you so much.
There's no green yet because that would be firm.
Yes,
So we start with superintendent salary, administrative salary, is yellow. So health insurance is a projected number. We're looking at that information. I did put in the 20% increase, so we're a little bit high last year, which is a cushion, so that's not too bad. Hoping that it stays pretty much under 20%. Health insurance admin assistant, you'll see that's a little bit different because of the two-person plan. The main paid medical leave is a 0.5% based on the salaries. That's the district will pay. Then we have the FICA Medicare for based on the salary. FICA Medicare and is for the administrative assistant. Superintendent for meeting PERS. This is the district cost. And the administrative assistant PLD cost. And then we get to the orange section, which are numbers that I have to receive and then do some calculations on those.
so that's one of those ones that we haven't gotten yet, right? No, we have got, I'm sorry, unemployment.
Unemployment we do have, I haven't had a chance to, I just
Yep.
received it, so.
Really?
Yeah.
What's taking so
are you kidding me right now?
All friends say.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't say that right. Well, really?
Never on vacation.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Get anything done?
No,
what's the matter? Don't take my feet off my desk.
Please don't hit me.
Nope.
yeah, you're awful close.
You chose to sit there. All right, we're
Um,
down to legal fees.
here we're down to legal fees. It'll take us a while here. That's the one I need to look at and do some cost comparison where we were from last year, if we spent our money or not. It may do, need to increase or decrease depending upon where we are.
Increase.
Increase probably. That's basically the lawyer fees. Yep. And contracted repair maintenance is pretty much a firm figure. Leases and rentals are our equipment, like the copier. Insurance is. It's mostly different insurance we have to pay for. Postage pretty much stays the same. Advertising pretty much stays the same. Travel hasn't changed. Professional development hasn't changed. Supplies hasn't changed. Books, fees, technology supplies, none of those have changed, and dues and fees and registration hasn't changed. So what's
John,
driving
can I ask one question?
Yeah.
How's the shared superintendent going? With,
It's a lot,
huh?
it's a lot.
It's a lot,
It is. I'm trying to survive till summer,
okay.
take a couple days off.
I actually was just
Good.
thinking about you. I don't know why my thoughts split into like the split superintendent, but I was just thinking, because we had mentioned it, policy, I think I asked
Yeah,
how it was going.
yeah.
And it, yeah,
I think, in my opinion, Camel White's a little differently because she picks up stuff too. Like, once we get things going, of which we're working on so much,
Mhm.
you know, we're improving curriculum, we're improving policy, we're trying to be responsible to the budget. We're trying, I mean, just little things like working on communication with the town, you know, like, there's just so many irons in the fire. So it's a lot. Do I think it will work? Like, moving forward, I do. Again, Kama behind you has been here way longer than I have, and she might feel differently. I know she misses me terribly.
No.
But, and I would say a similar thing for Katahdin. Katahdin honestly had more things wrong with it than I thought they did, because I didn't know. But we're kind of making progress there too, so
What happened if this fell apart, Shelley?
I'd hope you'd say, Shelley, come to us and I'll come back.
No, I'm just asking, how would we have to make up that amount of fees on this? So if they're paying a certain amount right now, we would have to make that up if they didn't wanna.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to decide if you wanted it,
Well, I don't
you
want
know,
it.
so, but
Yeah.
you know.
Okay,
I-
I just wanna.
I can tell you this with 100% assurance that you're paying me for 3 days and you're getting 5. But Katahdin is paying me for 2 days and they're basically getting 5 too. I mean, there's a lot, but it's, you know, I also feel success when I see success,
Mhm.
right? And just today, we had success of somebody who was willing to come have a conversation. So, you know,
You have to look at it,
yeah,
like, 1 foot in front of the other.
But we don't want you to, and we did this with Rhonda, she was so much time and you're gonna get burned out, so
Right.
you gotta make some time for yourself.
Saying it hasn't changed that in the past 10.
Real, what's flexibility in your contract up there? Is it a year by year contract?
I have a 3-year contract.
So there is no flexibility out there, really.
Well, I did it strategically because I'm getting old. So, you know, I need to have, you know, like everybody, I want to pay my bills and be able to project and plan. But Kevin, contracts are something that we can like have conversations to get out of. Like, if you get to the point where you don't want Shelley, we have a conversation and likely you give me like 60 or 90 days that we agree on, and it's the same way up there. That's a multi-year contract is basically because we trust you and want you, but we also know that life happens, you know,
Because I know
build stability
So the first
things are very,
isn't gonna happen,
for
it would
what.
have to be the second, but not the first one, usually.
If we did voucher, no, we're
that
good,
definitely
we're
would
good.
happen, but so this situation's fluid everywhere.
Yeah,
And that's all, you know, it's always I was asking each other.
yeah.
Like,
You as a board could go to me or to that board and say, this isn't working for us. That absolutely you could, if that's what you're asking, I guess. That absolutely is possible to happen, yes. Good. All right, so I know.
No, that's me. All spade is spade. We're doing a lot of talking about reorganizing, possibly the area, way the
Yep.
schools are handled.
Yeah.
That can impact a million different things. That's why I asked.
Yep.
Wasn't because I was dissatisfied with you.
Yep. No, you make a great point, and actually was having this conversation with somebody today, and we actually talked about the fact that there are so many possibilities and configuration, and you have to look at things like attrition. And also, when you're restructuring, it doesn't mean you need one of this and one of this and one of this, because you may need one and an assistant, or, you know, like, we have to look as we get bigger. And I'm also reminded by people that you guys have tried this before, and when you've tried it before, there's been some things not work well. So if we get to the point where we're deciding that the vote is to try it, we gotta really look at this governance structure, because wherever it fell down last time, we don't want it to this time. So there may be some layers in there that we don't even anticipate at this point.
You know, why I was asking.
I didn't understand it, but now I get it, yep. So up in here in the first section, some of this Rhonda will go, not so slow by, not that it was slow, Rhonda, but you get it. Every single part that we have an employee piece, there's the comp piece, the fees piece, the tax piece, all of those. So that will be there for each of the sections that we go by for teachers and whatnot too. So,
Okay, this next section is my section. I did make a change today. And contracted services.
Down about
Just a
an
little,
inch from
yeah.
the bottom. Where you see 6,000.
Yeah, but that's not changed on.
So change from there. But the one underneath it, 23, is that the one?
No, that's not, that's,
I'd say it didn't take.
it didn't take. So I need to make a change to contracted services. We gotta pick up the school resource officer. And that's another 20,
There, it's not there.
it's not there, $26,000. 25,032.91, I think.
So do you see what she's saying, you guys?
Yes.
So that
Okay.
down contract, we have to pay for a portion of the school resource officer now. And we're paying that to now.
To East Milton.
PD.
So the way this is working, is, by the way, we have until 4 o'clock because we have another meeting at 4. But, for details point, this is a 3-year grant. This year, we're paying nothing for it. East Mill PD out of the grant is paying all of it. But we had made an agreement that we would pick up a portion of it moving forward. So next year, we're picking up the 26,000, that Rhonda just mentioned, that didn't show up in here. And then the next year, there'll be some more, and we're hoping that it gets to the point where the town will, want us to have it, so it will be part, because there's a contract with the town with East Mill as well.
Right.
And we know that we're seeing benefit, and we're kind of trying to keep some data on that, and Officer Frank is as well. He's keeping data on how many times he talks with kids or talks with families or things like that, so that we can help support that.
Data is what really drives the, that's where you see the efficacy of things. I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah.
So the original 6,000 piece right there you're seeing now is just the NIHOT, which is our actuarial cost we have to do every year.
That's for the retirement and health insurance.
And our retirement's still at 405,000.
Is that because we've lost people?
Yes.
Because there's no 20%, if you don't do that, so.
Right.
You know how many we have to them?
No, I don't. Do
We send out 72 checks, but some of them are spouses included in that.
So
So we
we
still
have,
have a sizable amount.
so this actuarial amount too, if you remember right from, if you remember from the last 2 years, it hadn't been done for a couple of years, so it cost us extra to get back on track. So now
Yeah.
this just becomes a standard thing that we have to do, in order to maintain that.
So the next section is school board costs. That's pretty much remaining this, it's a little bit up, but remaining the same. That's only because of the dues and fees. And
So in here, one thing that we, was looking at is the fall conference is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Right. Was it painful to not have 2 days? Because we did have this conversation about staying one night or staying 2, because this is the section it would go in.
I know that Rachel and I both opted to stay a second night and we put it on our dime. Because it was so much easier to think of paying for a second night ourselves than schlepping to
Yeah,
Augusta early in the morning. Plus, it's a nice. I like to have the time with everybody, or to, to not feel like I'm on the back foot from like day one, so like, yeah, it was worth it to have a second, for me, enough for me to put in for it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel.
I walked in and that was, I didn't have any time.
Right, you just go, right.
all right.
So was that 1900 enough then?
Shelley,
We'll take a peek and then we can use.
Shelley, I've mentioned a few times. About the stipends,
Yes.
is it something we could do something, move it up a couple $100? It hasn't changed since I've been on, I don't believe it, has it? Yeah,
Oh, I don't think so,
I think
Kevin.
it's been 1,000 forever and town council doubled theirs.
Yeah.
I think, especially the chairman should get more personally, because they put a lot of time into it.
Okay,
Um,
so a couple $100.
so that'd be
and-
that'd be $1,000 more to that.
Right. I'm fine with it.
And it's, we're not doing it for the money.
When I first on school board, I didn't even know we got a stipend.
Yeah.
And that's God's honest truth. I didn't know. I walked out of when we did our, presentations at the library, I was walking out and, one of the guys on town council says, you don't get a stipend for that, Kevin. I said, I didn't know that.
Same deal. My dad was on town council. He was the one that said to me like, and your stipend. And I was just like, oh, I thought you got, I knew he got one, but I was like.
either.
Jesse mentioned it to me. So I mean, I don't think, I know no one's doing it
No
for the
one's
money.
doing it, but it's just, and looking at all the other stipends that we're paying,
Yeah.
I just think it's the right time to do it, especially after the town just did it.
Yep.
But if you say no, that's fine too.
Nope, we just added in right there. All right, Ms. Ryan.
Okay,
And I don't know, does that have to be is that a policy or is that? I'm not even sure.
Not sure.
So look into it, we can vote on it next week.
Yeah. We could do
Okay.
it. Check.
okay, down to Granite Street, it's the principal's office, that's just the principal and the secretary. And all their additional costs, so salaries would go up. And the salary for the secretary also went up based on the negotiated agreement. Which also increased other pieces of, those, the flow of the increases for the FICA, the Medicare, those kind of things all increased. And everything else, its dues and fees did go up slightly, $50. Their supplies went down. So they are up about $10,000 overall. And most of that probably reflected within the salary structure and the increases within insurance. Any questions?
Yeah, the Medicare secretary. Settled down. Medicare.
Oh, yeah, substantially.
By like 600, 650.
Yeah.
Are we looking at
Good
that?
catch, have to take a peek at that. That one, going back numbers, right, yep.
I'll hand it off, take a look at that one. Those went down to me first, principal went down also.
Yeah, I see that too.
So
That
some
doesn't make
things not right,
sense.
and if we go look at that, maybe the formula was not calculated. The secretary. And hers went up.
Yeah, that was.
Yep. I'll take a look at that, see what's going on. This came in our experience today, doing something last minute, we kept adding stuff into our other spreadsheet. So again, that bottom line will change some. It was changed. Stearns Principal Office,
We go back to the section.
sure.
Are we seeing that it went up $6,000 or?
Yes, it went up, and also in the negotiated agreement, there was a $2,000 change for the secretaries working
Doing call
doing follows for staff.
Okay.
They have a choice of either taking the money, which is $2,000 flat fee, or earning a half-hour comp time. More than likely, the secretary will take the $2,000 increase, that's why I increased her salary.
Okay.
If it changes, then there's a little bit of extra there, but I won't know that until during the year. We have to anticipate that. You'll also see the same thing down with the principal secretary, the same increase. Under Stearns High School. Because that $2,000 option is available. And I have to anticipate for it.
So this is probably on principles online, this is probably a good place to add to the narrative. Last week you voted to, put the assistant principal to part-time. So at this point, and at that point, when you voted, part-time is unidentified, exactly what we mean by that. If it's 25%, if it's 40%, because it's going to be based on, what we're gonna do for a hybrid, position for him. What other things are there in the system that we need done? Part of the reason for looking at it is because we have Officer Frank, And so Officer Frank is doing a few of the things that the assistant principal was working on. So that, as we get through this process a little bit more, we'll be able to flesh out exactly what we intend for that position to look like. In the end, I anticipate there's no savings or loss for the person in that position, because there'll be a lot of other tasks to do. We'll identify those for you as time goes on, as I figured them out.
Also have a decrease in the FICA Medicare clinical intake. That's down 22%. And that's long.
The calculations I was doing on my thing, not that I can do actual calculations at all, I was just like, this all like on my calculator.
I know sometimes Excel gets really confused. You do a bunch of calculations.
I can make if we get text. Is
Well, that's somehow tied in.
262.3%. Increase.
There's one more movie, huh?
Well, that's going down because we adjusted the show.
You mean that? If a pre-K between, like, your pre-K ed techs, one, or no, I'm sorry, like,
We get into systems going on.
yeah, sorry, I'm looking at, I need my ruler. Gone up from, yeah, it's gone up 262.3%.
Yeah, I'll check that one. It's got all check to do it.
So in
First try.
Yeah, exactly, you're fine, you're good.
So in this section of the pre-K two instruction, the first line for teacher salaries, there's some reduction there because we had, anticipate next year to have 18 students in grade 2. So on Friday, we did talk with the employees who would be affected by changing Granite Street to have 1 grade 2 classroom. Currently, it's set to have 18 students. We will definitely watch to see if we get 8 new kids. We all are aware of what the law says for the amount of students in your classroom, but we're also very aware of the needs of students in classrooms and that it's not just a number. So what I explained to them on Friday was that this is somewhat of a fluid decision. We're making a decision for 1 grade 2 because everybody's capable of teaching 18 or 20 kids. You just are, they're professionals, they can handle that. If we have some high needs, if we have an influx of kids, whether or not it's in the next few months or it happens to be July or August, we will absolutely adapt to that. We will figure it out. We will look at configurations of classrooms. We will look at supports in the classroom. Nobody's going to be left to do something that's not productive for kids. So, but that is why you see a difference there.
So with that, the difference also is the health insurance.
Right.
Almost is a $4,000 change for textbooks. That was a 100% increase. And that was in addition to needing some materials.
That's another 262%.
Yeah, that's the one I called out before, I was like, oh,
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that's
a good jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Rhonda, is there a way to change that red to pink or something?
Yeah, I can.
I can't. See it. You
There's something written in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no idea what it says.
I don't know.
So what it is main paid given medical leave was not
Right.
in there, so I had to put it in. Which also means when I run my budget into the next fiscal year, I have to add that line in there as an automatic add in, so that's just telling me I need to make sure I Otherwise, it'll budget into something else. But I can change the post, we can see it next time. I'm thinking some of the changes you're seeing out of this making the medical leave is last year, I think you may not have been in the correct proper line.
Hmm.
So I'm putting it where it's supposed to be put, according to the program and the fund code. But overall, that PK line is down.
So moving on to the 3-5 instruction line, the teacher salaries, you'll see is down a little bit there. Due to the shift for the grade 2 at Granite, that will shift a 5th grade teacher, to out of that position. We've offered her another position, but that will put one of the grade 2 teachers into the 5th grade position. So this 3-5 represents, a change that's happened there. Let me start by saying, because I'll keep interjecting as we go through this, but in the end, all of our teachers have a teaching position, everybody. And you'll hear a number of these as we go through today, but everybody has a teaching position
Within their certification.
within their certification. Yeah. And if it's not within their certification, we've already had the conversation on Friday. So, like, Ms. Pronelski is still working on hers, so yes, it'll be an emergency certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody has a teaching position.
We see what the next, the section, I need to look at. With that shift, I mean, hers has come down. I did have to add a new line for tuition reimbursement for the ed techs. Because that got lumped into something else and needed to be. You see that red in there again?
Yeah.
You see that red block?
And see the
There's my
red-
notes in there.
I can see.
There is a line for textbooks. That's 100%.
Reimbursement at tech for technical.
So create
New one.
Yeah.
100%.
I can-
We can see it. It's here.
If I get further away, it's better.
Oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, really.
Yeah, I can too, a little bit.
It's just the
I
color.
see this word.
So moving on to 6-8 teacher salary, again, you'll see that there's some movement there. So we'll continue with our narrative. So our current 5th grade teacher, as her job will be taken over by a current 2nd grade teacher. So our current 5th grade teacher will now have the opportunity to do grade 6 here, because our grade 6 teacher wants the grade 7 ELA position. So that teacher is moving to Florida. She gave us her notice. Her husband is already down there, I believe, and they're making a family move. It's got nothing to do with bad will. It has everything to do with she's moving out of our system. So that.
Our 7th grade teacher, 7th grade teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
7-8.
7-8.
Oh,
Yeah,
Was that a request by a 6th grade teacher to move to that position?
it was.
Okay,
And we
good.
were able to grant that.
That's great.
Yep. Yep, it was.
Good, Angela.
There's another story. So.
Oh, okay.
So Angela is also, gave her notice for anticipated opening. She is looking to, make a move. She's been here a couple of years, had a great time, but is thinking about, going somewhere else for another adventure. So as we continue on this narrative and we get to high school, I'll bring Angela up again because now that opens her position.
Are all these salaries contingent on us coming to an agreement for the contract? right?
Yes.
They could change up or down.
Yes.
That's a great question. So Rhonda anticipated higher than what we're offering. So, but Kama had brought to my attention today, and I remembered it, I guess, after she was talking about it, that, all the contracts will be ready because it takes some work, in June in order to get them ready, but nothing will go out until after the vote
Mhm.
or after the budget passes. Because it can't, right? We can't
Right.
be locked into something that we
Mhm.
haven't
Yeah, but-
agreed upon,
Mhm.
yeah. Yep. Good question.
But the number you put in here is just a plug-in number.
It's just a plug.
It is, it is,
Okay.
yeah. It's not significantly high because we kind of know, like, we kind of have a baseline when you're talking about teacher negotiations, but it's a whisker high.
Okay.
And you notice that's kind of, that was gray for those salaries because we're still in negotiations.
Right.
Then I got tired of it in college.
So
So we're down to 912, you'll see textbooks is up. First of all, before the next line up, you'll see textbooks is up in their 6-day instruction. They're asking for textbooks. It's 508, 507%.
Do you know who's asking for those? I didn't come, we're gonna see that right
And
now.
then 6 to 8, and I'll have to go back to the.
Yeah, you don't have to look
pages
on
for it,
those,
but,
I don't know if you might know.
That's 6 to 8th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is, that would. Well,
So say, yeah, social studies, good. Beautiful.
So we can move right down to 912 instruction.
More or less, it's the 6 to 8 categories, so all of the school supplies and things come home and social studies is.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it is, it's nice.
I love me a good textbook then.
Me too. So continuing our narrative with grades 9 through 12. We will be asking the board to eliminate the math position. Did we ask you to do that? We asked you to do that already. So that one's done. We've got to ask you to do grade 2. So the math position is being eliminated because of our needs. So we have lower enrollment. We need to do the algebra, the geometry. We had a pre-calc, but we have a full-time math teacher and a part-time math teacher, and that proved to be enough. So we're going to eliminate that position. If once Sue is done plugging everything in, right now she's on juniors. If when she gets done, we need another geometry class, so we need a pre-calc class. Then we'll have to put a post out for that and ask if there's anybody who is interested within our system who is able to manage adding that 1 or 2 classes into their schedule. I anticipate that will all go fine, and I anticipate that we probably will have a couple of classes that we will need, but that's the change there. So now we have a math teacher, Ms. Pronowski, if I said that right, Who-
Semester.
who is, does not have that math position. But if you remember a minute ago, Angela gave an anticipated leave for her 7th and 8th grade science position. So Mercedes is
Yay.
interested in that position. So that wraps up our whole package, and absolutely nobody lost any employment.
Perfect.
At the worst, we'd have to get someone to pick up a couple math classes.
Yes,
Should do
Yeah,
enrollment.
okay, okay.
yes,
Okay.
and it will, yep. So that's the closer of the story.
Stick and stew it.
Yeah, I must say, good job.
Well,
It's a lot, it's a lot.
It is, isn't it? I tried to, poor Rhonda had a notebook today and we're going through and she's writing them out and I'm like, no, right?
Reminds me of one of those slide puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. Slide photo looks good. Huh? All right, so moving on to there.
Pretty much everything's the same except for just
Yeah.
those numbers are gonna adjust it because of the anticipated openings.
For the health insurance, we do 20%, right?
I did 20%. I know it says 17 in some places, but some staff have a different health insurance. They don't have the base, they have the basic or they have the next level up, so that fluctuates. And we will have a few staff who are signing up, or will be signing up for health insurance now because of lack of that change and or open enrollment. So those health insurance numbers may fluctuate and change a little bit. I've got 2 that have been put on notice that I'll need to add into the budget. Gifted and talented. We have it, that's still a part-time position. We have it, it's vacant, that is kept in there because we have actively advertised for us. We continue to do that. And that's for both places. K-8, pre-K-8 until 9 to 12. Then we have ESL, which we know we normally did, but we have a small stipend for some ESL work. And then the special ed. That admin cost for the secretary, for the special ed administrator is a shared cost, but we do pay for the whole entire budget within our budget.
The secretary salary, right?
It's paid out of partial
Grant, yeah.
of the grant
Sorry.
and then partial, a small portion that's paid out of general fund.
Okay.
That may change also depending upon what the grant is able to pick up. It's like 20% here and then 80% of 75, 45.
So legal fees there too, is that coming from the grant? Or we haven't used any?
Legal fees is. Should we take it out?
Right after the grant. She did? So, really?
Yeah.
Good question, that.
Let's see what she And all the, what's coming out of the grant was supplies, textbooks, dues and fees all come out of the grant, that's why those are all zero. If there's anything that we can charge to the grant, when we write it, if it reallocates somehow, I will charge to the grant. So some of these numbers may change within the fiscal year budget. It actually is gone down a couple thousand.
So,
Then we go to the K-8 resource room. And
This big percentage here.
The 1,000,
reimburse that teacher.
Yes, 1,070. Like, this can't be right.
oh, the 7,100, probably not right.
Nope.
Weird how it makes a mistake here and there.
Yeah. Probably operator too, I'm sure.
Need more caffeine.
The line for under K through 8 for
Got it.
MSRS.
Yeah, that's huge, it shouldn't be that high. Especially since the ed techs are just as high too, and it's only part half of the salary. The substitute salaries, I want to bring your attention to some of that, is even in at Granite Street and at Stearns. We have to go back and look at those, like you'll find that orange right now. Granite Street does have a high number of substitutes that we do utilize. And that number is low, but we need to review it to see if we're going to need to increase that salary.
Real quick, we jump back on another page,
We will.
professional employee training, that's what you're talking about. On that, before you jump back on another page, 635%.
No, the one further up. The 1,070.
I saw that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm just jumping down to this one down here too.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
635%.
Special employee training. K-8.
It's pretty small year.
Yeah.
So maybe it's. And sorry to jump there on.
It's okay.
Everybody on page 8?
That's not even.
Why the Medicare on 10 quickly, just it's 106%. Anything that's like 100%, I'm just like.
Medicare is doing really off, anyway, on all
Up 106.8% in the K through 8 subcontinue.
You're putting 2130.
I'll relook at those.
we're almost started running, so. Which might just,
Mm. So I know the tuition to private schools has gone up.
oh. Well, we must be by
Yeah.
now, we're talking about the, possibility of a jump for out of state placements. Is that budgeted into anything?
That tuition to private schools, private sources.
Yes,
Yeah.
what, is that on this page?
Or is it in this page? It is about the
About halfway.
third
In
line.
yellow. 19 and 15.5%. 400.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
that another person, one extra person, or is that fee went up?
We,
Yeah, no, that's not
We
a
got-
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even close.
we explained it the other day. and
Not even.
Recently.
The state's not, it's not up by very much. as they used to.
Basically, look, what, $45.
Yes.
Yes.
In speech and language. 3 to 8. That salary's a little bit low, but she's also split.
Tuition reimbursement, 20%. 16.
The courses, you can check those.
Yeah, because she's taking classes right now.
Gotcha.
Supplies went up, probably the supplies went up because of the classes she's taking. Yeah, but yeah,
Oh, I think we also purchased some new testing materials.
okay.
Or hope to, I should say.
If I didn't change your tuition homebound, this Katie's back homebound hasn't changed much. $9. 36 down. That's the 7. That's the 7. That's the 7. No, they go down there. Keep adding it. Go on down. It's already like,
1/10%.
it's, actually, that's correct, it was 436, it was 447, that's fine, it's right. Summer school, 88 summer school. This is gonna change slightly, because we have an employee who's paid at a tutoring salaries, but not actually as tutoring. So we're making some adjustments to this line. We'll be going down on the summer school, after school program, and then adding a line in there for a substitute,
And that'll go up.
and that's a lot, yeah.
That'll go up to potentially with salaries.
We don't have a tutor though.
No, I mean, the, summer school tutors, and maybe I'm, probably not the wrong thing, but,
That we want from 2,000, 4,000.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
around 4,000.
okay.
That did go up. And you can make an adjustment to that as well, based on information that I just received in last week. The K-8 special education other costs, we're actually adding a new line in there, but I'm gonna divide that line between 110 and 310. The social work behavior services.
Okay.
So we 15 here, and then we add 15 to 310, and the 9 to 12, special ed other cost. And it's also based on the information I received. Most numbers don't look too bad. Tuition reimbursement is up we've added tuition reimbursement to that. For individuals who take courses. We move down to 9 to 12 special ed resource room.
Balls are going 18.2%.
Yeah. To unemployment substitutes, and then there's unemployment teacher is 182.7%.
So because lots of them are 16.
And then ed techs are down 98.6%.
There's still gonna be a tuition reimbursement for the, high school special ed teachers. Was that just going off last year and?
They, nope, they have to, as part of their budget process, we ask them how many classes they think they might take. And then we're obligated to budget for any that they tell us. I will tell you that if we have a total of like 13 people that say that they're gonna take classes, we might budget for 11. Knowing that life circumstance may mean a couple people won't. Because we hate to like ask the taxpayers to put money aside that's not used, but for the most part, we're obligated to budget for
The
it.
only reason I was asking, I know one of the teachers got their masters last year.
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And that's also one of the anticipated changes in salaries too,
Okay, yeah.
from bachelor's to a master's.
yes, right.
Okay.
We'll,
Page 10.
10, 9, 12, 15.
So it looks like the tech salaries have gone up because we probably shifted somebody over there.
Yeah, that was.
It's not the whole person, so we shifted somebody in that thing. And at the time, this is like our best guess estimate where everybody's gonna be too, so it could shift again.
And in this particular category too, Karen Lyman gave notice and she retired on Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, she wouldn't care, it's known, but she's having a medical procedure, hip replacement.
Oh.
So she is starting retirement now.
Well, not good for her, but good for her,
Yeah.
for starting her retirement.
for us, she was,
Yes, she is.
Great person, for sure. Really, yes. Then you get the 9/12, homeward bound. Homeward bound.
Homeward Bound.
I
That's
know.
the dog movie. I
I'm
love
looking
that
at that,
movie.
homeward bound, let's go homeward bound, folks.
Tutor by care.
Those are off because my $7,000 number is up top, needs to be shifted all the way down.
Okay,
See that? Those are why those are all off.
gotcha.
Let me make it budget.
This works with the ruler.
just thought about having a headache. I don't know how you don't. Day.
No, I agree with her.
Right, 9 to 12 speech. And those are, that is lower because we split them.
Okay.
The speech salaries is split. Between elementary and secondary.
See, one speech is covering half.
Wow,
Whatever.
yeah, 80, 20, 75, 25.
I know, but Mike and that Caroline's are,
Yeah, the same thing is the.
and other services.
Well, at one time I couldn't get this to add up at all. I took out everything for back in, put out the back in, it still wouldn't add up. It's 120% there. That's 800 the tuition reimbursement. Then we move on to 30% here, supplies. 9 to 12 summer after school. We went down in this tutors section of it, which actually brought it down everywhere else.
We're applying for an after-school, grant for next year. I'm sure I could do that. Did I tell you guys that? Yeah. That'll be exciting. So that.
Yes, you need a shirt that says, "Ooh, boy, do I need to bring out the cricket."
You wait.
I heart grant.
I heart grants, I'm gonna, everything I heart is gonna be all over that shirt.
Yeah, right.
And there's gonna be a big X through it too. Just saying.
Well, but I think's exciting is not the same as what you.
So,
Funny.
so the OT is in here under the 9 to 12 other sped services. Let's see if it sticks out there. 100% tuition is we're taking a course, that sticks out. I mean, PERS sticks out. Well, I know why that sticks out because it was part-time at one time. We actually, she came in later in the first school years, we had just a one, that's why this is based on the full salary. And we do charge as much as we possibly can to like the psychological services is charged to the local entitlement grant. We do keep a balance there because if anything gets overflowed, has to be spent on local entitlement grant, we have to pay part out of general fund. And the same thing with PT.
I think you get a serious calculation problem. Once we get to K-12 guidance, look at that. Nothing.
Yeah,
There's
I was
no-
gonna say, there's no
there's
percentages.
updates. Well, unfortunately, that continued and
All
there's
the
no
things right through.
updates. Thankfully, all the big ones are in, but you've got,
Zeros across the
your
board.
I wonder
guidance,
if it's when I copy over again to another version.
your school nurse, like, none of those are right. Your technology.
My heart cell.
So I think it comes back to good at technology 912. Maybe,
It's like a 3,000. Like off the graph, but. I don't know, let's see. Yeah,
I don't know if it
health
was-
services.
Yeah, see it.
Health services.
Maybe it was on a whole nother page.
It might have, who knows, I'm like,
That's why-
it's off the graph, so I
That's
don't
why it's
know.
messed up.
You're looking at page 13.
I'm looking at page 12, under health services, there's a 3,000 that's just randomly floating
You
there.
have the same thing happening in 912 technology on page. 13.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all.
Oh, on the outside?
No,
Yeah.
no, like, see here, your numbers,
Zero.
your
Oh, yeah,
new
but
numbers.
3,000.
Yeah. So Kevin's pointing out the next page, your numbers didn't,
You know what?
didn't update.
Yep,
So that 3,000 that you're seeing out there, this working column right here,
Mhm.
you shouldn't be seeing.
okay,
And that's probably a
so
calculation on
probably
the
it's over,
outside.
then, yeah, okay.
Right, so Kevin, where were you?
I was down on page 13 and you're seeing this under technology 912. Yeah, whole, it doesn't look right. But maybe it's right. There's a million zeros down
So
towards
the
the bottom.
services. He didn't change, he didn't change that one, he did change this one, he didn't change, went up to 10% on that one. The 3D3 for travel, he didn't change. 100% travel, 100% for $400, and the freshman travel was up
254.
200 to 400. 750 stayed the same, so also no changes there. thousand stayed the same. Technology related supplies did go up, and that's because we had to buy some finance and supplies. So those zeros are because there's no change.
There's no change.
Yeah, right. But the bottom line was right. But I definitely checked that was okay. All these zeros that you're seeing,
Just because the other things
right,
stayed
change.
the same, and so there's no difference. I don't know.
So K to 5 library,
For page
or 14. That, oh, it's the same,
Yeah. Let's,
in the library,
oh,
so I have to go, that should be filled in. Because that's in that tech position, we have those figures. So none of those,
912 libraries, so they all say the same stuff.
oh, that's cool.
And 6A
and 6A was.
library, the little tiny one in the middle. Between K through. Wow. Oh, I'm being
That's-
patronizing, between K through 5 and 9 through 12, but that's. Right, none of those changed.
But interesting.
Well, I thought
yeah,
things would go up, when you see
interestingly
something
enough,
that's all zero.
that did
no.
it.
That, yeah,
But if you look, the calculation in the middle went up.
Yep.
So it's like, I think the percentage calculation didn't work, but the
But
calculation
it's
with her
not that-
changes actually did update. Do you see that, Rhonda? See, these are,
Yeah.
right, those are continuing to add.
For everything, but this didn't change, so this number right here went down. Under 9 to 12 library, the
Correct.
36,050,
Correct.
those didn't change, and those didn't change, so that number right there should actually be the same as 36,850, and it's 36,050, 55.
and
So that number's not that. Okay.
Well, that's weird, why they're not adding? Well, just for everything else out over again.
If you look here, though, this 800 is,
Missing.
yeah, it's like this.
But
But
that would bring it.
But yeah, it would, and it is 100% difference, and it is $800 off, so it did calculate.
So no, but none of these, so the library, the ed tech library, though. That salary was changed. This is.
Well, yeah,
$496,
that's highly possible, because you put in both of them all together.
We do.
So then we get to
Did they
the,
increase substitute pay last year?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just wondering why we didn't. Just looking at 912 library,
We
you're figuring in substitute pay, I guess, doing estimation there, but it didn't change and really.
didn't change it to substitute pay yet. We were trying to base it off how much we've actually expended
yeah,
When
from this year.
you don't know that, until.
I know to the end of the year, but if I'm already,
Okay.
if I say I've spent already,
So that-
budgeted 10,000, I already spent 20,000,
Okay,
you know, I'm gonna at least do 20,000.
okay.
and then we have extracurricular, which we spent quite a bit on and have great programs. But I'm guessing, Miss Rhonda, that perhaps these, well, there's some that are updated for sure. Jeff, athletic supplies are updated. Fees and dues are updated. Contract busing looks normal.
So,
I was gonna say, I think maybe you just gotta check and make sure that the math function is working, right?
Mhm.
At this point, you guys, you kind of know what you're looking at. If there's any questions, just throw them out. We're doing well. We have about 15 minutes left.
I'm still looking at page 15. We'll be going on, okay.
just because it's a large percent, but I do see that it was that way FY 25 as well, under equipment from those 12 curricular activities on page 16. It's there's a
24.
444% increase from $300 to $7,000. But it had been 8,500 the year prior.
Yep, looks like they're buying something.
Okay.
And this stipends will all be changing. For the co-curricular activities based on our negotiated agreement.
Okay.
The maintenance plan is gonna be changing by $500 for the salary for the year. The building director, you guys just voted on that. Well, change signal summons for them here too. And then going in. Gave them that for you. And go down to the operation of Plant Elementary on page 17.
Would that anticipated, water and sewer savings with that move? Because of the, switching over? On the operation of Plant Elementary with those lines going down, is that a savings? It's not top.
I see it, and I don't have an answer. I don't know.
And we haven't locked oil in yet, right?
Haven't, what?
Price, or the-
We have not locked in yet. I know that's, this month or early next, but it should, we think it's this week, but we haven't heard yet. So why?
Does it go on what's happening right now? I hope
Yeah,
so.
it will. I mean, yes, it does. And sometimes we've had 3 bids, sometimes we've had 2. Louis and I talked about it at length the other day, and he said that there was a year where they didn't lock in because they just didn't feel it was right.
Yeah.
All we're just gonna do our best to kind of see.
That could be a huge problem.
It could be huge.
Ship could be waiting.
Yeah, that's right. That is exactly right.
Percentage on the, well, maybe I'm dumb, but, percentage on the total general fund expenditure, like the very end of page 17, there is.
We're looking into.
On the very last general fund expenditure,
Yes,
you see how it's 10% there,
yes,
but that's not
can't be possible.
accurate. No, it's lower than, it's at the 9%
Yeah,
that we have
I
left.
think this is a math issue.
It's been a math issue.
So, not to push you along or cut you off, but I hope this was valuable to kind of go through this line by line. We'll do this again next Tuesday at 4. And by that point, you'll hear or see things that are different than you did today. Like for one thing, the last couple pages will have the math fixed. Some of the things that we're able to like trim are in there, like they've been reflected to you at this point. The conversations with people have mostly happened to this point. So by the time we meet next Tuesday with the math corrected, that will be able to update the cost centers, which will then be able to take us to the town sheet. And then quite honestly, like that's where we are. And we,
It's come up quick though with the time. a month and
Well,
2 weeks.
Well, that's right, Kevin. And so our point is like after next Tuesday I mean, we would hope that some of these technical things would be repaired. And we'll be able to say to you like, this is kind of what we've got, this is kind of what we're gonna ask you to vote on. Because we really have gone through and done a lot. So at that point, next time, we will ask you, like, what are your thoughts? For this point, it's hard to do that because we have some things that aren't accurate. But next week with things more accurate, we will be saying like, can you live with this, Donnie? Like, would you feel okay, Rachel, taking this to the town? Like, are you feeling okay to vote
We
on
won't be
this?
taking a vote next Tuesday, though, will we? You anticipate
No,
that? No.
no.
Okay.
We won't take a vote, but we'll be like about as
Moving in that direction.
we'll be about as close as we'll be, short of getting those last few numbers that will come in. So the next time after next Tuesday, if it feels all right, we won't really see you on this again until the board meeting where we will ask you to vote.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing, is just trying to like set your heads onto like what the couple of next steps are. So if you leave here today and you get looking at these and something is like just not feeling comfortable, send Rhonda or I an email so that we can like look into it before that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hope it was worth your time
Oh, yeah.
to go through these things.
Shelley, will you have the revenue ready for us?
Yep,
Next,
yep, we've got some revenue stuff here and we've got 5 or 6 minutes. I don't know, we didn't make revenue
We didn't
copies
do
this
anything
time.
revenue copies at this time, nor did we do any updates to that because of the budget.
Okay, so the
I'd
revenue,
like to have that before I vote on the budget.
so
This
you,
time we did it with no revenue, we were waiting to get a revenue sheet.
yeah. So you had this last time, though.
Okay.
It's the second page of this 3-pager. So if you have questions based on that, let Rhonda know,
Okay.
like if there's something missing.
Thanks, we have the motion to, run the meeting.
So moved. I mean, I love budget.
Kevin, you
talk.
okay?
I mean, I do, I should,
Really second it.
yes.
So thank you for coming. I'm sure you had to like spend your time at work today. So
That's okay.
and thank you for coming with a headache.
I know. Oh, yes, all
Thank you.
in favor. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks, everybody, for coming out in the kind of yucky weather.